Good morning, everybody. We have a higher trade in the grain markets here on Monday morning. It is 6:30 a.m. Central Time. December corn unchanged at 573. November soybeans up 5 at 1370 even. September Chicago wheat is up 6 1/4 at 768 and a half. September Kansas City wheat is up 5 1/2 at 747 3/4. September spring wheat is up 5 cents at 949 1/4. If you guys are listening on the podcast, as always, really appreciate it, guys. Leave me a rating or a review if you have not already. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like these videos. The subscription base is growing, and my goal is to get to 5,000. I think we can do that. If you need some more assistance from me, check out my website. It is www.standardgrain.com. Go to that website, click on Grain Marketing Plan in the upper right-hand corner. For $49 a month, guys, I send out a ton of information to my subscribers. I send out a morning email every business day. That's at 6:30 a.m. Central Time. You get that. There's a text message service. There are subscriber-only videos that go along with that. Through this information, you're going to see every overnight headline that you need to be aware of, weather updates in real time. I do Sunday weather updates throughout the summer. I'm going to start doing South American weather updates as we get closer to the growing season there. Cash grain marketing recommendations, pretty much everything you need, all wrapped together for $49 a month. And you don't need to be a futures or options trader to participate. I've set this up so that the cash-only grain marketer can participate. This is a standalone product, and as I've said before, I will not try to sell you anything else. I promise. To get into the headlines here this morning, weather is back in the news here, of course, as it always is. And like I've said here the last couple of weeks, the relationship between weather and markets, in my view, kind of separates when the month of August rolls around. But there's still some important stuff here. Here's the last 72 hours in terms of precipitation. And what you can see here, there really wasn't a whole lot going on over the weekend. You had some spotty stuff in South Dakota, spotty stuff in Nebraska. Kansas did a little bit better. And then a lot of rain in the southeast that was associated with that hurricane or tropical storm. The next 7 days, this map looks wetter today than it did yesterday. And these amounts for North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, all the way down through Oklahoma look quite a bit more substantial than they did even just yesterday. So the way this is going to work, this system here is going to roll into the Dakotas, Nebraska, come say Thursday this week, and then by Friday, Saturday, it's going to make its way into Minnesota, western Iowa, Missouri, and maybe parts of Illinois, parts of Indiana. The Weather Prediction Center map says that it's going to kind of break up. Maybe these areas will catch the rains later in that time period. Here's your 6 to 10, and it looks wetter than normal for a lot of the Corn Belt. There's kind of a dividing line here in the central part of the Dakotas where it turns drier when you get west. Still warmer for a lot of areas. And then 8 to 14 looks pretty similar. So we should see some rains come back in this week. And yeah, I know this is going to be too little too late for a lot of those areas, certainly, but maybe some finishing rains will be helpful in some areas, certainly. The Pro Farmer Crop Tour kicks off today. More than 100 scouts have been organized into teams that will scout fields across, I believe, 20 predetermined routes across the Midwest today through Thursday. This is a well-followed event. People will be watching for yield estimates, results. The way that this works, there are two legs to the tour. There's an eastern leg that begins in Ohio today. The western leg begins in southern South Dakota today. You get results each evening, state by state, and then they do national numbers, I believe, Thursday evening. So today you'll see results from Ohio and South Dakota. Tuesday, Indiana and Nebraska. Wednesday, western Iowa and Illinois. And then Thursday, Iowa and Minnesota. So I will update you on that situation as the week goes on here. NOPA will release July crush data later this morning. The monthly NOPA report will be out at 11 a.m. Central Time. This is the monthly deal from NOPA. They represent almost all of the processors here in the United States. 159 million bushels even. That's what we're looking for the month of July. That would be the lowest print for the month since 2017. If realized, we'd be down about 8% versus the same month last year. Still up about 4.5% from this past June. Domestic processing or crush represents half of our demand for U.S. soybeans, essentially. So this is all important stuff. And the crush has been a little bit weaker here. I think that there's just a dwindling supply of old crop beans out there. Fund traders are adding length across the grain markets. So, CFTC had its report out on Friday, and it wasn't a whole lot because we had the report out after the reporting period. But the funds have gotten a little bit more aggressive in terms of buying here. This is the estimate that I'm showing you on my screen here at Friday's close, the net fund position across the corn, soybean, and SRW wheat markets, and it increased by about 44,000 contracts just from Tuesday's close through Friday's close, according to private estimates. And these things are not always correct. But what you can see here is that they're getting pretty toppy again. I mean, this position 394, that was up over 500, closer to 600 back in this past spring, and even dating back to last year. So we're not quite there yet, but this is still a pretty hefty position, guys. I send these, what I call my fund tracker charts, out to subscribers every Monday morning. I do one for corn, one for soybeans, one for wheat, and then this is the combined version for the three markets. Cattle market has been kind of choppy in the futures, I guess, but cash trade was 123 to 126 in the north last week. In the south, it's been 121 to 122. Not really that heavy in terms of cash trade. Box beef has been up 17 days in a row, and the prices have really surged there. So the general idea there is that feedlots are kind of holding out for some better prices because of that higher boxed beef trade, and I don't know if that's going to work out or not. In the outside markets here this morning, U.S. dollar is a little bit higher. The S&P's down about 14. The Dow's down 100 points. Bonds are up a little bit. Gold and silver are down. Crude oil's down $1.26 at 67.18 in the September WTI. Everybody have a wonderful day today. I will talk to you same time tomorrow.